Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is me, Shanita Jones, CPA, and I'm coming to you today to talk to you about a very serious topic. I want to talk to you about something that a lot of people are suffering from, and they are living in shame and silence and afraid to speak their truth. They're afraid to speak their truth because they're afraid of being judged. They're afraid of being looked upon like they're less than, like they're smaller, feeling stupid, looking stupid, being played or looking played. If you are under the sound of my voice right now, I want you to do me a favor and I want you to give me a heart emoji because out there, someone right now is suffering and I want them to understand that they are not alone. Maybe it's you that's suffering. Maybe you are suffering and you aren't even quite sure you're suffering and you think that this is natural and you think that you have to take this and you think that this is acceptable because this is what you have come to know and come to understand. So if you are hearing this, if not for you, for somebody else, I want you to put up a heart emoji so that these people know that they are not alone. We are standing with them. And I want to talk to you about abusive relationships. When we hear abusive relationships, we always tend to think of it as a domestic thing. We think about it like a husband and a wife, or a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or a boyfriend and a boyfriend, or a wife and a wife, or whatever it is, not to discriminate against anybody. But when we hear about abusive relationships, we always think about the domestic side of things. We forget that we are whole, well rounded people. And when we have joy, when we have wins, when we have losses, they don't just happen in our personal lives, they happen in our business lives too. And today I want to talk about some of those things. So as you tune in, let's show some support for somebody that might be going through it. I want to talk about abusive business relationships because the struggle is real and quite frankly, it's getting out of control. Who are we in abusive relationships with? Business relationships. By the way, if anybody is in an abusive domestic relationship in any other kind of way, I am not qualified to help you, but I am qualified by the power invested in me by the God, by God, to work with you to help you get somebody that can help you. Um, this message, even though it might be a little heavy for what I'm about to get into, it is not to be construed as therapy or counseling or legal advice in any way because I'm not qualified to give you any of those. But such as I have, I do give unto you, and it is my experience, it is my encouragement. And if you need help or support, let me know, and I will connect you as best as I can with somebody that can help you. And of course, I'll help you in any way that I can. So, who are we in these abusive relationships, these abusive business relationships with? We're in abusive relationships with our partners. We're in abusive relationships with employees. We're in abusive relationships with our clients. We're in abusive relationships with coaches and sometimes even ourselves. Let's talk about these partners. No one enters into a partnership to leave the partnership. You formed a partnership because you thought that your partner was bringing a unique set of skills or resources or means into this business that you don't have, or maybe you do have, and you think they're stronger and they can complement you. But I'm starting to see some things go on in this partnership where it just ain't quite right. Your partner can abuse you in your relationship. It can be completely platonic. It doesn't have to be romanticized in any way. And in fact, I found it to be a little bit worse when it is a platonic partnership or a platonic relationship because we don't think that we can be abused by somebody that we're not romantically involved with or somebody that's not connected to us by blood or some other foresight. But if you notice, a lot of the coaches and a lot of the textbooks, they tell us that you need to be wise to choose your partnership with, to go into partnership with, because a partnership is as binding in many cases, if not more so sometimes, than a marriage. So partners, and when I talk about partners, I'm not just talking about 1065 partners. I'm not just talking about multi-member LLC partners or LLP partners. I'm even talking about JV partners. I'm talking about people who you both have common goals. You serve a common set of people, and you decided you're going to team up, link up, do a joint venture, JV, for a set of time or an indefinite amount of time, and but just limited scope. People take advantage. People see what you have, they see what you're capable of, they see what you do, and they take advantage of it. And unfortunately, sometimes when we're talking about abusive relationships in business, and for those of you that are just joining, give me a heart, show some love to somebody that's suffering in silence that they don't have to. suffer alone. But in some cases, these partners will enter into partnerships in bad faith. And they'll know that they only want to be with you because you have something they don't have. And as soon as they can get enough and leverage enough, they will kick you to the curb, drop it while it's hot. But that's not on you. And sometimes we enter into these partnerships because we don't think that we have enough within us. We don't think we're good enough within ourselves, or we think that it's the easy way out. And we listen to what they taught us in school, and we think that, well, if I unite, if I link up and join up with this person, I can help them reach their goals faster. They can help me reach my goals faster, and it's going to be a thing. And y'all might even have well documented partnership agreements and arrangements, but people be people in, and you can't predict people. So what I want to encourage you to do if you are in an abusive relationship with a partner is I want to encourage you to look at the mirror and remember who you are. Remember what it is that you do. Remember what it is that you overcame. And remember why they wanted to partner with you in the first place. Not gonna give no legal advice here because as y'all know, I went the CPA route instead. But remember that. And if you are in a partnership with someone and you still have your own business, don't let that partner, I'm not saying go compete against your partner because that is completely not hot. But I'm saying if you linked up to partner with somebody that's like a coach in your space and y'all doing a whole new thing together, but you're still out here serving the same people that you serve in your capacity, don't let anyone stop you from doing what you're doing or slow down your thing. Because some of the abuse that these partners are doing is convincing people to shut down their thing so that you are reliant solely on whatever it is that you two are doing together. So I know this is heavy and this ain't about getting clients right now. So some people, this might not be what you expected to hear from me, but this is what the Lord put on my heart today. So I got it. You getting it too. Another thing I want to tell you about these partners, and when I use the term partners, remember I'm using this term very liberally. They may not actually be formal partners, but these are people that you have connected with in business and you're doing things together. Let me tell you something. Don't let people stop you from doing what you're doing and putting all your eggs in this basket. Just because you a 50-50 partner does not mean you are an equal. I've been a 50-50 partner and look back and did the math later. The math just wasn't quite mathing. A couple of times, actually, I learned. But I want you to really take inventory and really take account. And if you realize that something is not working for you, don't let years go by. Don't let weeks and months go by and you're in an abusive relationship and you're not saying anything because you don't want to feel stupid or you don't want to be a troublemaker or you don't want to be the one. So what if you agreed 100% to what was taking place and that no longer works for you? If it's no longer serving you because your situation, your dynamics, your business, your goals, your objectives, your dreams, your feelings, if those things have changed, it's completely okay for you to revisit and reevaluate. Okay, let's talk about these employees. These employees can be abusive too, and I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but some of the most abusive people that work for you are often your contractors. These are people that know that you need them, but you don't really need them. You just need somebody to make sure that you are getting the thing done that you need to have. The problem is we wear, we, meaning me too. Am I talking to anybody? Are you hearing me? The problem is a lot of us tend to wear our hearts on our sleeve. We're posting, oh my God, it's so awful. I'm so behind. I just need to get this work done. I don't know what I'm going to do. And when we show our hand, too much of our hand, I saw a meme. Somebody was, I think it was Kim Kardashian. She was playing poker with sunglasses on with a mirror, and it was a whole meme and a whole joke. But a lot of times we're playing poker with sunglasses on. We're showing too much too soon, and we can't understand why people are treating us how they treat us. It's a cold world out here. Employees know that you need them. They know that you got to get the work done. And sometimes they want to hold that over your head. But what I want to encourage you to do is stop being scared. Remember that you are the boss. Remember that you started this because you had a plan, you had a dream, and you still have a plan and you still have a dream. And it's okay if it changes. And sometimes you have to cut the cord. Sometimes it ain't comfortable, it ain't easy. You just got to let things and people go, let the chips fall where they may. And if God brought you to it, He'll bring you through it. If He gave you the dream, He'll give you the means. These employees, you got to understand these employees or these contract workers. You got to understand what when He sent one, He sent two. When He sent two, He sent three. There are more people out there. Sometimes you have to overhire. We're going through a period of time where we're actually in a state where we've overhired. Why? Because we know what it's like to be understaffed. We know what it's like to not have people. Good people are hard to come by. Why would I overhire? Because if I have more people than I need at the moment, that should be able to free up my time to relax, spend time with family, enjoy my life, enjoy my business, or it will free my time up to actually make more money, do more marketing, be more creative, be less stressed. But when you're holding on to these people because you're afraid that you can't get nobody else, and they see that you're afraid to get somebody else, we're afraid to trust people. Oh, I can't hire nobody. I don't know if I can trust anybody. All these fears, fear is and they take the fear and they use it to abuse us. I'm talking to you from a place, from a person. All of these relationships that I'm telling you about, I've been in abusive relationships with all of these people at one time. At one point, all together, and at separate periods of time. So I'm really speaking to you from my heart today. I want to talk to you about these. We were talking about the employees. Let's continue with the employees. So the employees know. The employees know when you value them, when you want to treat them as a person, when you want to work with them, when you want to be good to them. And it's really hard for those of us that have come from bad corporate places, and we are trying to be everything the corporate taught us not to be. We're trying to be everything that we wish that we had, that someone was to us. And we talk about it a lot. This whole damn group was designed from the injustices that I endured in corporate. Okay? Our whole program, but you got to remember corporate and some of the things that we are trying to be anti, they are the way they are for a reason. They became the way they became for a reason. So don't be so set on being so opposite of the thing that you actually allow the thing to victimize you and hurt you again. You trying so hard to be a good boss and be understanding and be supportive, and meanwhile your people out here walking all over you. You gotta find that medium. India Ari has a song that just came to mind. You gotta come back to the middle. Really good song. Let's talk about these clients. Clients know too. When clients realize that they make up the bulk of your business, and when clients realize that you really need them, some of the clients they start with the scope creep. They want more and more. They start to think that they can dominate your time. They start to think that because they pay you X amount of money that they own you. They may not flat out say it, but they show it. You want to know one of the most disrespectful ways that people can abuse you? One of the most disrespectful ways is they can decide not to pay you how they're supposed to pay you. People vote with their dollar. Shikari said her accounting system director was a real monster. Yeah. So we try to be like the people, we try to be different. We try to be better than the people that we have. But we gotta Shikari, make sure you don't try so hard to not be a master that you allow somebody to be a master to you. So it becomes difficult to walk that fine line to know when am I going too far? When do I need to push harder? You got to use discernment. You got to use your judgment, and you got to use your humanity. It's okay for you to be angry, and it's okay for you to show it. Okay, these clients, these clients know they vote for you. They do things like decide not to pay you when they get ready to pay you. I had a client actually had the audacity to tell me that they were late paying my invoice because they had to pay somebody else. But I wasn't late when I showed up and did what they needed. I wasn't late when they needed extra and I went above and beyond to make sure they needed what I had to give. So that showed me that you don't value me. That showed me that you can feel the need to abuse me because that's abuse. Um, and that's also part of the reason why everybody's on ACH auto draft from now on. Because I learned the hard way. I was on the honor system out here. Well, people pay You don't know. People do what they allow you to do to them. So watch out for these clients too. I want to talk about these coaches because it's some abusive ass coaches out here too. And coaches abuse people in more subtle forms. Now, none of the coaches I'm talking about right now are my current coaches. I love my current coaches. They are amazing. The people that coach me. That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about them currently, but I want to talk about these abusive ass coaches. Let me tell you some of the stuff they do. Some of the stuff they do is they gaslight you. They tell you that things are going to work, and when things don't work, they tell you it's your fault. They tell you you're not trying hard enough. They tell you you're not applying yourself. Oh, my favorite is your mindset. So I'm an accountant. Black and white numbers, that's my jam. You can't tell me that it's my mindset that's a problem when I've done everything you told me to do and I'm not getting any type of results. You can't tell me it's my mindset when I did what you told me to do. And despite the fact that I did what you told me to do, it's not working. And you can't give me no other alternatives. What qualifies and justifies you to be a coach? You're the coach of one thing. You can't even tell me who to go to help me because I can understand if you specialize and you're amazing at what you do. Well, if you can't help me in my situation, who do I go to? Who do I call? Who do I run to? Thinking about escape. Who do I go to? If you can't tell me anybody else and you can't tell me anything else, but you can just tell me that it's me, you don't know nothing else, but you know that it's me, that's abuse. It's abuse, it is gaslight. Something else people do is people, I'm very careful and very cautious about what I use and who I use for social proof and testimonials. People will exploit the hell out of you indefinitely without permission. You mean to tell me in all your 27 years of business and all your 50, 11 years of helping people, the only testimonial that you can show is a private screenshot of a private conversation between me and you that I did not know was going to be used in this manner? Or even if I did know it was going to be used in this manner, when is it going to stop? That's abuse. It's abuse because maybe I don't want my clients to know how much money I made in how little time. Maybe I don't want my clients to know the secrets and the hacks behind my webinars and how I do what I do. But you, in your infinite wisdom, in your selfishness, took it upon yourself to exploit a private conversation. And let's talk about coaches that they never help you the way that they said that they help you. Um, and for the record, I took a program back during the pandemic, and it was a real well, it wasn't a program, it was like a master class, and it was by Jay Rainey, and it was good. And I managed to get calls booked, and it helped me. It was one call. Jay Rainey did not help me go into the childcare industry. Jay Rainey did not do any of that. I got some calls booked because I took his program. So whatever y'all are reading on his website and all the people that are inboxing me asking me that is the extent. He's a good dude. I like him. I don't believe that he's out here misrepresenting anything for any other reason. I have no reason to believe he is. But Jay Rainey did not make me. Okay. And he didn't say that, but I just felt the need to set the record clear. Nor do I have ownership or any stake in any programs outside of Accountants and Ladder members only, the Accountants Break Room, and my Profitable Webinar for Accountants program. I don't own any other programs. I have no ownership in them. And I'm sorry that y'all experiencing some of the things that y'all come into my inbox with, but that's not on me. Okay. I help you in any way that I can, but that's not me. I'm not taking that rap and I'm speaking out because not speaking out to protect somebody else's feelings while yours are being hurt, that's abuse. That's abuse. It's self abuse for accepting it on top of the abuse that somebody else is portraying to you. So, a lot of times, thank you, we stay in these abusive relationships because we are free. We don't know how to get out. We don't know where to go. We don't know how to get other clients. We continue to work with clients that don't treat us well because we don't know when the next one is coming. We decide that we're going to stay in partnerships with people because we don't think that we can make it out here in the world on our own. We stick with employees because we don't think that we have enough money to be able to afford better employees. So we found ourselves in bondage. We keep ourselves there, and that is a form of abuse. And I see a bunch more people join. Do me a favor. We are talking about abusive business relationships. If you're watching this on a replay, type replay. If you're watching this on live, give me a hashtag team live. But I do encourage you to go back and watch it. If you even suspect remotely that you or someone that you know is in the midst of an abusive business relationship, because you don't have to stay that way. And you don't have to stay that way. The solution to most of these problems is more sales. If you get more sales, you can afford to hire more people, and you can afford to hire more people and know that you'll be able to pay them and you'll be able to get to work and you'll be able to have a better work life balance. If you have more sales, you can afford to leave that coach that's abusing you and not feel like you have to stay in that program because you need results. And the only way that you can stay there is because they're your be all and all. If they cared about you, they would find another way to help you. I started working with one coach, um, and I won't say she's expensive. I'm gonna say that she's worth it. I worked with this coach. I made almost $2,000. Ain't been working with her 6 months. Ain't been working with her 6 months. I tell her, "That's not working. That's not working. Okay, let's do this. Let's pivot. Well, I don't know. Let me introduce you to this other community. Let me introduce you to this other thing because what you're trying to do is not working." I worked with another coach that's a good friend of mine for years. Something don't work out. What does she say? Oh, well, you know what? Let me look into that. Let me put this together. Let me figure out how I can help you. Oh, did I tell you to do that? That's not working. Let me do something else. But if your coach is a one trick pony show and they only know the one thing and all they can do is hype you up and tell you why you wrong and make you beat yourself up, that's abuse. Partners. Your partner saying one thing and doing another thing, and you're only staying because you're afraid you can't make it on your own. It ain't the legal repercussions because if they out here doing unpartnershiply things, and yeah, that's a word today, guess what? They don't really want to be in that partnership anyway. They'll let you out. Okay? So the solution to everything is more sales. I have a solution for you to help you get more sales. I have a solution for you to help you add an additional $100,000 a year annually, or your first $100,000 a year that you're trying to get to. And it's in my break room program, my break room for accountants. I named it break room because back when I was trying to quit my corporate job to grow my own business, I did a lot of strategizing in the break room. It was in the break room I was going through the yellow pages, cold calling people. It was in the break room I was labeling postcards. It was in the break room that I was doing sales calls on my lunch break. So I thought that it'd only be right if I named this program the break room because this break room is where you're going to get your breakthroughs to help you get to your next. So open enrollment is open. It is a monthly membership program, meaning you continue to learn and participate as long as you're in the program. The content is stripped. So we're looking for our founding members. Our founding members, we're going to schedule a break room breakthrough session for them next week. It is where we will do goal setting, where we will see where you are and make sure you have the best mapped out method road for success. And maybe your next level is to elevate up into our higher level program, or maybe you're happy right there with you at the break room. So if you're interested in learning more about the break room, comment break room in the comments, and myself or someone on our team will get back to you and give you more information. Oh, I forgot. Don't forget to register for our Close the Deal and the lunch break training. It's going to be Friday the 19th. It's going to be amazing. It is free. If you decide to upgrade to VIP, then you get access to our hot seat coaching. And I'm going to be releasing all of my strategies, all of my tips and tricks that I use to scale my firm to 7 figures and beyond. How I close. I'm actually giving you the actual call scripts, what I did, how I did it, and I'm just sharing it with you because I wish I had somebody to share it with me. So if you are not registered and you're an accountant, bookkeeper, or tax pro, and you want to make more money, shame on you. Shame on you. But it's not too late. Make sure you are registered for the closing of the lunch break training. And if you want to join the break room, you can join the break room even before the training. That is what we are going to open up to the general public. And the general public will not get access to the break room breakthrough session that we are having with our founding members. Founding members will also be locked in at the founding member rate, which means your fee will never go up when you come in at the founding member rate. Okay, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Talk soon. Bye bye.